Just what does that leadless pencil you call an imagination have in mind to end this scene?
There are fruit bowls in the fridge.
The Morning Stream. We're not toys, we're action figures.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to TMS. It's the morning stream for Thursday, January 9th, 2024.
Oh, no, can't count that as a save.
Fourive.
You said the R. The R is you could have maybe gotten away with a 5.
Yeah, I got the R in there and it's gone. Damn it. What did I make it? 9 days? 9 days. Man.
9 days.
You know what? Last year, I don't think I screwed it up the entire year.
You didn't screw up any time that I saw it. Yeah.
Shit. Well, all right. It's out of my system. Hey, Brian, welcome back. It's me and Brian. It's Scott and Brian, everybody. Hey. Hey, what's up? It's your old pals, Scott and Brian, doing a show.
Hello.
It's nice to see you all. It is a brand new day, which means a brand new show. And today will be fun because Wendi will be here. She told me this morning that she's got let's see if she replied. She did. She said, okay, so last night I said, hey, what do you want to do tomorrow? You want me to hunt down an email? Do you want to pick a general topic? All this. We do this every week. And she says, let's do a group experiment or something weird. Let me think, ... And I went,
great.
Ew! And so this morning I said, hey, let me know if you need anything when we go live, just checking in. And she says, I have a plan, winky face.
Nothing good. Nothing good ever came from the 3 words.
So you and I are in for it today. Whatever's going to happen, it'll be what it's going to be. All right. I got to tell you what's grossed Scott out the most last night. Based on Brian's recommendation, and also I've just been on a tear with all these Taylor Sheridan projects. I really like his work, and it's, you know what, I'm going to make an admission here, and I believe this to be true. Most of his projects, even his most dude-ish ones, like, you know, Yellowstone, Hell or High Water, Sicario 2, all these things, they're very duty. But at the end of the day, and I'm watching Landman, I'm all cut up, I got one left. At the end of the day, they're kind of soap operas for men with really good production value. But in a lot of ways, they're very soapy. Some of the relationship stuff, some of the side stuff, they get into an area that if it wasn't so covered in like manly trucks and beards, it would probably feel more like a show that my wife would only want to watch, and I might maybe poke in. And this is not a complaint, by the way. This is me saying I'm all in on it. I really like it. In the case of Lioness and Sicario is a good example of this too. They're a little bit, they have a big military bent, so it's not quite the same. But all his stuff that's a little more folksy, down home, country in the South. Landman's all in Texas, and
there's a whole lot of accents, whole lot of Southern accents in his work.
Lots of that, lots of cowboy hats, all that stuff.
Lots of dust.
Yeah, and it turns out I'm prime target for it. I love that kind of stuff. I'm all in. But at the end of the day, I am kind of watching a dude soap opera in a lot of ways. But anyway, so I'm watching that one yesterday. The Zoe Sal-DON-yah is in it.
Sal-DON-yah.
And then a bunch of other folks, and it's great. It's funny, he's got this one actor who's in all of the Taylor Sheridan things. So he is currently in Landman, and he's also one of the operative dudes in
part of the team in Linus.
Yeah,
okay.
And he's in Yellowstone. He's like got a job for all the Sheridan he must be his best friend or something. I don't know what's going on.
he's basically like the Johnny Depp to Tim Burton.
A little bit, except more like Sean Gunn bringing his brother around, or Sean Gunn being brought around by his brother, by James Gunn. Yeah, that's what it feels like. They're like old pals or something. Small roles, but he's just always there. But anyway, so I'm watching that show because Brian had recommended it, and I was going to see it anyway, and I'm like, well, I may as well just get in while I'm waiting for Landman season finale. So I'm watching it, and there's a scene where a character loses a tooth in the shower. And it falls out of this person's mouth and lands down in the drain. And she picks it up and looks at it, kind of rinses it off, and realizes, oh man, I lost a tooth. It's a very short scene. It's meant to illustrate the ordeal she had just experienced. it grossed me out so bad, dude.
Really? See, that seems it's such a weird.
I don't know why. I think it's because it's in the. I think it's because the thing that was normally in your mouth is now in that little drain down there where all the dirt water goes.
You're visualizing. Well, better put that back in.
Yeah, because if it was me, it'd be like a crown or something, right? So my first thought to her was like, "Don't throw that away, dude. You got to go in and get that work done. You got to get that fixed."
No chance.
So I was just like, "Ooh," because this happened to me with the crown in the sink. Just 2 weeks ago, where it popped off.
But did that gross you out that it fell in the sink?
I mean, no. But if had it been a shower drain, it would have. Yeah, that would have grossed me out. Because that's where all your body goo goes. It's where all your, you get in there all sweaty. You're pitting out of the gym. You wash all that down the drain. You scrub your goodies. And now your tooth's down there just hanging out down there. It's like, gosh, dang it, dude. That's a bad place to be.
Again, it's not like that's going back in your mouth. I mean,
well, if it was a crown, it would. They'd have to wash it and you know what? I would
new crown. I would say, give me a new crown. I'd say, melt this. I don't even care if you tell me you're giving me a new crown, but you secretly just go in the back and wipe this one down with alcohol. You tell me you're putting in a new crown. Yeah,
no matter what so that's the thing is that's what grosses me out. And if because I know what I'd have to do. Otherwise, you're going to pay $1,200 for that new crown. And I don't want to pay that. I'd rather save the money and be told that it was exactly. Just lie to me. Lie to me. I'll take it. I'm here for your lies, dental profession. Anyway, it grossed me out. Brian, we got a Buc-ee's follow-up. I'd like to share.
I was going to tell you really quickly.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I was watching Zoe Sal-DON-yah as well last night in the Golden Globe nominated. Did it win?
She won something. Didn't she?
The actress, the star, the title character got Best Actress, and I keep wanting to call it Maria Elena Mendoza. What the heck is the name of this thing?
Because there's pictures of her on her Instagram with a big statue in her hotel room, and I thought she won something, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, the main actress did win it. Why am I?
Is Zoe Sal-DON-yah the main actress?
She isn't credited as being the main actress, but Amelia Perez, thank you. Jeez, could not come up with the name of this thing. Zoe Sal-DON-yah is on screen way more than the actress who stars in this, the actress with the title role, Carla Sofia Gasson. But it's really like it's all about the three women: Zoe Sal-DON-yah, Selena Gomez, and Carla Sofia Gasson. And Carla is a drug dealer from Mexico who wants out and also wants to transition into a woman and needs Zoe Sal-DON-yah's help in relocating her wife and children without them knowing what's going on, faking her death, her old life death, her male death, and her name death, really.
Sure.
And then helping her find a doctor to do the surgery and everything. It's a musical, by the way, all of this.
Oh, geez. All right.
You're nothing like a good crime drama musical transgender opera. Tina knew everything except the fact that it was a musical, and so we started watching, and she's like, "What? They're singing?" Because she knew the story from watching the Golden Globes. Because that caught her off guard. Like afterwards, she's like, "Yeah, that was okay. I don't know about it being a musical," and because I was prepared for it to be a musical, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I'd give it like 3 out of 4 stars. Not my highest rating, but
still pretty good.
Still very, very good. Yeah. It's no Conclave. Conclave is that's the still the bomb for me.
That's still your big winner of the year.
Yeah.
So here she is with her Golden Globe. What'd she win for then? Best Supporting or what?
Oh, she must have gotten it for Best Supporting. You know what? She did get it for Best Supporting. Okay.
Because her Instagram was all about her running around the hotel with this statue, and I'm like, well, she won something. I didn't know what it was.
I'd forgotten. I think in just the fact that Carla Sofia became the first. Is it that she didn't win, but she was the first transgender actress to be nominated? Maybe that was it. Let me see here. I'm trying to see what I thought that she won, but maybe not. Golden Globes, Zubba Zubba Zubba. Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. Best Foreign or Non-English Language Motion Picture. Carla was nominated. She didn't get it. Selena Gomez was nominated against Zoe Sal-DON-yah. Zoe did win. So that was the winner. That was the acting winner from the movie.
Yeah, there it is.
Zoe.
Best performance by a female actor in a supporting role. That's who got it. That's great.
The director was nominated. The screenplay was nominated. The score was nominated. Oh, it also won the best original song.
Oh, nice.
For one of the songs in there.
Very cool. Well, I like her a lot. I'm glad she Gamora getting hers, man. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Why is Gamora? But, no, for sure. Worth seeing. It's again, I'm not gonna say it gets my highest recommendation. The acting parts were a little bit. There is some outside of the main three. There were some really stiff side actors. The doctor was really good, but man, the first hospital they go to was just distracting and badly acted.
Were they real hospital people? Maybe, possibly.
No, I'm sure it wasn't, because this thing, if there's a hospital that looks like this with all the neon and people pushing cars around and a top-down view of an open floor plan where they're singing, "Turn a penis into a vagina, turn a vagina into a penis." Da, 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 da.
Wow.
Those are the songs. Yeah,
I hope those are up for music awards at the Oscars. That'd be great. Maybe
it would be great to see John Legend go up and sing that one for us.
Sure.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. What else is he doing? Come on now. Well, that's great. Another recommendation for you there.
Recommendation, not my highest recommendation, a little vinyl, but a strong, but a recommendation nonetheless.
Nice. Buc-ee's follow-up from a listener of whom, let's see, this is Michael in North Dakota. He says this: Buc-ee's has crazy advertising. When you enter Colorado, there is a billboard in between Fruta? Is it Fruta?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Fruta.
Fruta and Junction that says, quote, "Hold it, Buc-ee's is Abley."
I think only. That should be an only, and I think he mistyped something and he got auto-corrected to Abley.
Hold it, Buc-ee's is only 250 miles away, unquote.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah, they have they do have really weird sign, or not weird, but tongue-in-cheek kind of signage. So even on the way up to Fort Collins, that our Buc-ee's is just outside of it on I-25 on the highway from up north from where I'm at. You get the can you smell the beef jerky or smell the barbecue? Buc-ee's is only 40 miles away or something like that. It's
worth it though. I'd go 250 for it.
Totally worth it.
Yeah. I mean, I need to see one. Oh, and somebody else corrected me. It's not that there are 48 in the country or 48 states.
48 states, right?
48
48
locations.
total.
Yeah. I had that all wrong.
Yeah, and we're the westernmost and the northernmost, apparently, of the Buc-ee's locations.
Yeah, and in that little map, you guys look like blood spatter, just like a little up there.
It does, yeah.
Because down in Texas, where the stab wound is, it's like
this is where we clearly are the direction that the killer went in after the murder and accidentally dropped some blood.
Yeah, this is where Michael C. Hall has to come investigate that little dot up there. We're going to find the killer no matter what.
Another reminder that we need to keep an eye on when that series or that season ends so that we can binge that one.
Got to be soon, right?
I don't know. I feel like it just started. I bet it's only 4 episodes in.
Oh, is that all? Okay.
Yeah. What have you been hearing?
Yeah, I heard good things. Heard that it's the comparison I heard was of all things Young Sheldon, where you don't think a prequel to something is going to be as good as the end result, but somehow they transcend it a bit, and
great.
That's exciting. Yeah. So
yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Looks like the final episode should be, if this is correct, on Valentine's Day. So that'll be when Tina and I start binge watching Dexter: Original Sin.
Yeah, there's no better time to celebrate the birth of a serial killer than Valentine's Day, I say.
With Irish actor Patrick Gibson playing Dexter.
Oh, I didn't know he was Irish. That's
I didn't
cool.
either. Yeah.
Those Irish can fake their American accents.
I don't know if I've seen him in anything. Like, didn't watch The Tudors. Didn't watch The Passing Bells, or the OA. I've heard that I might want to check out the OA.
Is Christian Slater the dad in this?
Christian Slater's the dad, yeah. So
Okay.
it's basically like his Mr. Robot
Right.
role.
I like him and stuff lately. I saw he was in that thing I just told everyone not to see that I did see, but it was still good. Is that Zoe Kravitz thing that you saw too?
Oh, I did see that. The Blink Twice. He was in that?
Yeah. Well, you remember him? He got the shit kicked out of him toward the end. Ended up dying. Do you remember? You don't remember him in that?
I don't remember. I'm looking and I'm not seeing that movie in his filmography.
Christian Slater, not the other kid.
Oh, I'm sorry, Christian Slater. Yes, I do remember him in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was still looking to see if there was anything that I'd seen Patrick Gibson in.
Yeah. Have you seen? Is there anything in that list?
No, nothing in the list. Like every movie I looked at that say, nope, didn't see it. Every TV show, nope.
That's great. Well, Patrick Gibson, maybe he's in our future, everybody. Keep an eye on that kid.
Yeah.
Never know. Speaking of never knowing, Dr. Calhoun has something to say, and he sent it in the form of a voicemail. So you guys have to sit here and groove on it like secondhand smoke. All right? Here it is.
Hello, Sun and Beach. This is Dr. Calhoun. On the Friday show, you mentioned like a news person that didn't like movies. Well, for my public speaking class, I have an assignment where they're supposed to, use persuasion to persuade us to induct a movie into their imaginary Hall of Fame. In every semester, I have students who are like, I don't watch movies. But one semester, this was during COVID, so we were all on Zoom. I had a student who claimed, and I believe him, to have never seen a movie. How?
Yeah, if you...
So that starts with the parents.
Starts and ends with the parents.
It starts and ends with the parents. If the parents aren't introducing them to the kids to the movies, the family-friendly movies that they love, then yeah. I don't want to live that life. I don't even want to imagine what that person's life is like.
I suppose there's a kid somewhere who just can't get excited about it, but you'd still have to see a movie to know that he didn't like movies.
Yeah.
Right?
And what is it? Is it the length of time that a movie takes? Do you like TV shows? Do you like 30-minute entertainment? Because I'll bet you anything that newscaster who hates movies scrolls on her phone for more than 2 hours watching TikTok and Instagram Reels and all that stuff.
Sure.
There's she is into the entertainment length. She just doesn't want it all to be the same story, I guess.
Yeah, and I just don't think I believe someone who says I've never seen a movie.
Never seen a movie. Yeah.
You had to have seen something, or you wouldn't know you didn't like movies.
And what did your school do on a snow day, or when they were repaving the playground outside and made you stay inside and watch the Shaggy DA or something like that?
Sure,
that's a movie.
Sure, yeah. So are those science movies where they showed you how oxygen and hydrogen combine or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't buy it. I think your student was lying to you, Dr. Calhoun. That's what I think.
Dr. Calhoun believes him though. Like
That's what teachers do. That's true.
You're supposed
required.
to believe your students, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not weed. That's not weed, Mr. Calhoun. That's medicinal oregano in my bag.
For my glaucoma.
They call you Mr. Calhoun or Dr. Calhoun. Is he in the chat today?
They better call him Dr. Calhoun.
Well, I would hope so.
I didn't go to 4 years of medical school for you to, or 8 years of medical school for you to call me Mr. Calhoun.
Yeah, I always forget what his PhD's in, but he's not in the chat, so we can't get an answer. The one day he's not in the chat.
They should call him Doc. That would be great. Doc, hey Doc, I don't like movies. I don't want to play this Hall of Fame game, Doc.
Doc Calhoun.
Doc, yeah. Doc Calhoun.
I love it. Well, thank you, Dr. Calhoun, for that. Quick reminder: we have a video game tournament happening in Video Game Town in Vegas, Las Vegas. If you have not signed up yet, go to tms.vegas to sign up. And I did it through our Discord, which was very easy. And I think as of right now, there were maybe 16, 17 of us. We need more.
Yeah.
You want to?
Let's fill it up. Let's put all 32 spots in. And we are happy to tell you that we're going to have our own little VIP lounge, thanks to some work by Barry, who did some feet on the ground work while he was out in Vegas. He also went to Sphere and saw the Eagles. The SOB.
What did he say about that? Did he like it?
He said it was an incredible show, and he sent me a video from it. And I'm like, oh, that is that looks really cool. And I know right now the Eagles are getting, specifically for that show, Henley's getting a lot of flack for not singing, like that they're using a recording and he's lip syncing, or at least using as a crutch.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that. And there's enough visuals around and cool things to look at in there that you don't even need to show me the Eagles. You could put 5 people on that stage and tell me they're the Eagles, and I don't care. I'm going to be looking around at the...
Yeah, not even half. 80% of that experience is the room you're in.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Tanner was sending me some EDM footage. I don't know who it was, but it was crazy and loud and awesome.
From the Sphere?
Yeah, from the Sphere. Can't remember who.
I didn't know they had a EDM band, and that's cool.
They're not like residency type thing, but they had I don't know if they had a night or a series of nights or whatever it was, but it looked crazy. But then it made me think, this has to be the worst place for that kind of concert, not because of anything except how sheer the seats are. This isn't a standing,
You are sitting down for an EDM. You better be sitting down for an EDM concert.
You're going to fall off, man. It's just like straight up sheer drop for every seat.
It is steep. Yeah.
It's so weird in there. I don't know how that stuff's OSHA approved at all, if I'm honest. Crazy.
How come we haven't heard of anybody? It feels like we have to have heard some stories of somebody tumbling down the seats, like they leaned forward too far and started tumbling down the section.
Yeah, I don't know if there's been a recorded version of somebody falling out of there, but if they haven't, I'm shocked. I'm shocked nobody's fallen. Like, how has some kid just not reached too far during the demo movie thing and tumbled down into the 3 rows below? Like, it is crazy how they stack everybody.
Crazy. So there's while we're there, potentially there may not be an actual concert, but they will be showing the U2 concert video in there, which basically uses all of the. I think they show you the band down in one section, and then the rest of Sphere is filled with all the other content from that show, and it's considerably less, although it still feels higher than I'd want to pay. I think base ticket price is $100.
No.
Yeah. It's like, let me look for a Groupon. And I might do it. If I can get in there for half of that, $50, I'll totally do it.
I'd do 50. 50 with no band there, I'd do that. But 100, that's too much. I think 70 was too much for what they gave us last time.
I feel like 70 was too much. It was cool seeing, like, 70 you have to consider, all right, 40 for the movie, 30 for the cool robot demos in the lobby, which is only really cool the first time you go check.
Yeah, I don't need to see that ever again, unless they do something new. Maybe they will. I don't know.
Maybe, but maybe they wheel in some more robots.
I mean, I'm of the opinion that Sphere thing needs to be seen at least once. People need to check it out and do it. But give us a deal. I know I know it's like $1 billion, that thing. I know. But
they got to make their money back.
Yeah, try to just give the common man a little better deal. All right.
Also, something very funny. It's called Sphere, right? Where they're saying, it's U2 at Sphere, Eagles at Sphere, but the website is thesphere.com.
Yeah, they can try to make us change it all they want, but they even do it, jerks.
Their URL is URL is what we go by. Thank you.
And I think it's okay to call it the Sphere. There's nothing like it in the world. Just call it it is the Sphere.
It's the Sphere.
Yeah, there are many spheres, but this is the Sphere.
That's right.
Anyway, let me know when they do a Mario Kart tournament on that thing, and then I'll go.
Okay. Yeah, we're in. We'll do it.
I might pay $100 for interactive, like, video game screen. I might do that.
All over it.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like there will be a concert there. How do you feel about the newest iteration of the Grateful Dead, Scott?
Don't care at all. Not even a little. I mean, I don't hate the Dead or anything. They're fine, but I don't have that fandom everyone does.
But you don't want to spend $300 to go see a band that might put you to sleep.
Nah. Is that what they are? $300?
They're probably $300. Let's see here.
Jeez.
Dead and Company live at Sphere. Find tickets. Let's see what the lowest price tickets are. Yeah, accept and continue. $274.97 before taxes and fees.
All right, so that's an entry level OLED A Steam Deck. You can get a Steam Deck for that much.
Yeah.
Why would I? Forget it. It's not happening.
Yeah. I even like about 18 songs by the Dead and the Grateful Dead, and I don't think I could even pay half price.
Plus, let me guess, all the Sphere stuff is going to be giant morphy flowers. It's going to be morphing flowers all the time.
It's just basically, we hooked up a camera to a kaleidoscope for 2 hours. These bozos on acid won't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's too much. Can't do it.
Yeah.
But good luck to all you deadheads and scraping up that kind of scratch. You know, some of you just travel with the band. That's still a thing, right?
Sure.
Not roadies. What are they called?
I mean, Deadheads.
Deadheads.
Yeah. Can you imagine though? I mean, the price that they're having to pay if they want to see every Sphere concert, because it's somewhat of a residency. It's like 2-3 months. There's no way that Deadheads are forking over that much. Gosh,
not the Deadheads I'm familiar with. Maybe they all had a big crypto windfall. I don't know how it works.
Maybe, yeah.
My heater's not working. Warm me up.
Aw.
Come on, you bastard. All right.
Heat me up.
Quick jump into some news here. We gotta inform the folks at home about what's going on in the world.
Yes.
You know about the fires in California. You know about the all the political machinations. Let us fill in the blanks. Okay, everybody. We're gonna do that right now. Here we go. It's time for the news, brought to you by
our own Tom Norm. He's got some cool D&D stuff happening on his Twitch channel. Go see how the story shakes out and how it's done at twitch.tv/Tom M. Norm. That's TOMMNORM. Tom M. Norm.
There you go. Get a little jingle there. I like it.
Yeah, just a free jingle just for you.
Take that, Tom Norm.
Yeah.
Cap it out. Use it.
Take that.
Yeah, take that.
Use some AI to put some music behind it, and boom, Bob's your uncle.
Yep, Bob is your uncle, Tom Norm. Bob Norm would be his name.
Bob Norm. BOBBNORM.
Mark Zuckerberg in the news, not because he's being weird right now, and he is, but
not because he's basically saying, we're really tired of providing what we like to consider facts on Facebook, so we're not going to do even that little bit anymore.
Yeah, and cutting out the tiny bit they barely do.
They barely do.
And just saying, we're not going to fact check anymore. Forget it. Just let the misinformation run free. I don't know. I prefer companies who at least give me tools to control what I see. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to trade for that, that's fine, but they're not doing that. They're not letting me have any tools. No. They're just saying, we're stopping. We're not going to do any kind of checking.
That'd be great. Like, give you a list of check boxes. Like, how many, or a little field, how many genders are there? Or I think there are only 2 genders. You can check that box. I think the earth is flat. You can check that box. And then that opens up all the posts that you potentially could see.
Well, basically Blue Sky gives me all the tools I'm looking for. And I just need them to do something similar if they want me around. And if you don't, that's fine. I guess I'm off meta shit. Yeah. Like, all right. Like, I don't understand this whole push. I do. And there's a lot of deeper, we could go into it. We're not going to. We're not a political show. We're staying out of that shit. No. But anyway.
Jerry will tackle that very well. And
get yourself some Triple P. Go listen to it there.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg insists that the 5,000 square foot underground structure in his secret Hawaii compound is not a doomsday bunker. He insists that it's not.
Yeah. Nothing about that screams doomsday bunker to me. 5,000 square foot underground structure, secret compound. No, feels like it's the auditorium for your next trade show that nobody knows about.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just a big open to the public kind of tour, and everything's fine over there. Yeah. Last December, a lengthy Wired investigation said the Meta CEO and Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg. Oh, here's the thing that annoyed me. Sorry, I got to say this real quick.
Yeah, sure.
The other day he was saying in some interview, talking about Facebook.
Yeah.
And how they're going to pull away all this, the misinformation team and the teams involved with, like, I can't remember what they're called. But anyway, they're pulling all that stuff out. He was being questioned about it. And he says, look, when I started this site, I did it so that there was everybody would have a chance at a free speech platform. And I went, hold up. Wait a minute. That's not true. You made a hot or not website for Harvard.
Exactly.
grads.
It was for rating people's looks initially, and
don't gaslight me, twerp.
we saw the movie. We saw Eisenberg.
I know what you're doing. I know what you did.
Yeah.
Give me a freaking break. Anyway, that annoyed me. He says,
and what's with this new Chechnyan drug dealer look with his big old gold chain and his baggy black shirt, and
trying to reinvent himself, and I think it's pathetically lame. It just looks bad. Whatever. I mean, he is what he is. He's got more money than God. Whatever.
Yeah.
Go to your bunker and pee on your paid for lady. I don't know. Whatever. You're paid for lady. That's a nice way of me of saying.
Lady. Yeah. Paid for lady. Yes.
Yeah. It says here, he's in the process of building a 1,400-acre compound on the Hawaiian island of Kauai, which would include an underground shelter spanning over 5,000 square feet. This, according to this Wired investigation, more than twice the size of the average private home in the U.S. In a recent interview on Bloomberg, Zuckerberg was asked if the underground space was just a shelter, but wasn't just a shelter, but rather a doomsday bunker. He says, "No, I think that's just like a little shelter." He says, "It's like a basement." A little basement.
A little double the house size basement. And double the size of an average private family home in the US, but like triple the size of a home in Hawaii, the average size of a home in Hawaii.
Yeah, because nobody's got room to build giant, well, some do, and they're very expensive.
Some do.
Like he does.
Exactly.
It says here, Wired's investigation suggested that his top secret Hawaii compound would cost roughly $270 million to build. Again, nothing to him. That's nothing.
Is there one canned good in that shelter, in that basement, that little basement?
If there is,
then it's a bunker.
Then it's a bunker. What do you? If he has one, let's just say there's one canned good. What do you think Zuckerberg puts in his thing?
Looking at him, it's clearly creamed corn.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy is creamed corn. Oh, I guess that is a Tom and or a can.
Fred and Can.
Fred and Can. Forgot that.
That's all right.
Can's my favorite character in that strip. He's the only one I care about. I don't care about Fred.
Yeah, Fred's just there to interact with, right? Exactly. Can's the most important.
You didn't see me making you a little model Fred. I made you a little model Can.
Yeah, exactly. We know where our bread is buttered.
Oh, we need to do a little 3D print can.
Yeah,
little miniature 3D print can with the embossed. Let people paint their own can.
Yeah, and put them on. We could even have it on top of that little wooden pedestal he's always on.
Oh, sure.
He says in the comic, people always wonder how he's always up to sort of be able to speak directly to Fred or anyone else.
Because otherwise he'd be on the floor.
Exactly. So he's got his own custom little wooden pedestal. It's just the right size to put a can on. That's the story I'm sticking with.
Oh, TV's Travis, you already working on that? Okay, you continue working on that. Sorry.
Oh, Travis. Is he? No. That's cool. Yeah. I didn't know that. Anyway, where the hell was I? He thinks it's just a little shelter. Wired's investigation suggested, I said that already, $270 million, its own energy and food supplies in there. It's made of metal and concrete. There's an escape hatch that can be accessed via a ladder, a blast-resistant door. He's making a
blast-resistant door for your little basement.
No. Yeah, you think when the world ends, you've got it figured out, and maybe you do. I don't know. The future of humanity is a bunch of Zuckerbabies. Look forward to that. Exactly. Almost everyone who worked on the construction of Zuckerberg's top secret Hawaiian compound was bound by strict non-disclosure agreements, so nobody can talk about it. From painters to security guards to electricians and carpenters, sources told the publication that Zuckerberg's team even hired different construction crews to work on separate projects within the same site, and workers from different crews were forbidden to speak with one another. I'm sorry, but that sounds like your secret bunker to me.
Yeah, like crews are forbidden to speak to one another so that nobody knows. Like it's the 8 blind people finding an elephant. Like, oh, I found a rope. Oh, I found a tree trunk. Oh, I found a garden hose. Nobody knows it's an elephant because they're not allowed to talk to each other.
Yeah. Well, good luck to the Zuckerbergs.
The Berg. I like that. The Berg.
Yeah, he's the Berg, not the Zuck. We don't call him Zuck anymore. It's too cool.
No. Yeah,
he's the Berg.
The Berg.
Kim Jong-un in the news. He just showed up on our doorstep in the mail.
Return to center.
Yeah, please. He is a dictator, as you know, in North Korea. And he has done a new, they're always banning shit up there. They're always like, no, you can't have that, or whatever it is. They have now banned hot dogs from North Korea. No hot dogs.
Of course.
Yeah.
No hot dogs. Armor hot dogs. You can't. The armor hot dogs. Big kids, little kids, kids who climb on rocks. Fat kids, skinny kids, even kids with chicken pox love hot dogs. Except for North Korea.
They're not allowed to eat them here. That's basically it.
That's it right there.
They say that cooking them is an act of treason. North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un, known for his intense crackdowns on his citizens in everyday life, is now a popular food item being banned, according to the reports. He has banned North Koreans from eating hot dogs as part of a crackdown on Western culture, slowly oozing its way into the Hermit Nation. The Hermit Nation.
The Hermit Nation.
That's where, what was the band with somebody in the Hermits? Old one?
Herman's Hermits.
Herman's Hermits. That was their that's their deadheads. The Hermit Nation. Follow them everywhere.
Hermit Nation.
The hot dog has grown in popularity in South Korea, and Kim has since declared that serving sausages is now an act of treason against North Korea. That's interesting because sausages could mean a lot of things.
I was going to say that expands it. So bratwurst, brats are out.
Yeah, those are out.
What about so it's any kind of tubular meat?
Tubular meat. There you go. I don't know if they get that. I don't know if they get that specific, but I would assume that is what they mean. You can't have meat processed into tubes.
Right.
Of any kind.
What about sausage that's flat patty sausage?
How do you feel about those? I kind of don't like those. They gross me
I don't
out.
mind them.
You don't mind them?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's just the same thing. That's it's just not in an intestine.
I just need maybe a better brand. The ones I get are not great.
Oh yeah.
Just greasy.
We get, what's the Schwann's, the company that drives around and throws food at your house? We get their breakfast sausage patties, and those are pretty good.
All right, I'll have to consider that. I think we just do something from Costco. I don't know what
like Jimmy
brand.
Dean or something probably. If it's
yeah. Jimmy Dean's are cheap.
No, get didn't Ember send you some spices, some seasonings?
Did I get them?
I think she sent them to both of us.
I don't know. Maybe
you mix that with some ground pork. Oh, that's the bomb. Yeah, she says she sent it to both of us. Yes, find that. Kim probably used it.
She probably did, and then I forgot.
And Kim probably be the one to actually do this. But yeah, combine that with some pound of ground pork and a little bit of water, teaspoon water, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And you can freeze them really easily. Just take out however many you need to cook that day and put them in a frying pan with a little bit of water. Put a cover over the frying pan. Let it braise. I think is what that's called.
Is that braising?
And braising, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's your Dairy Queen brazier. Mm. The brazier part is how they cook their burgers in water.
Do they? Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just I guess that makes sense. The things they're always throwing those patties on like a boiling. I always thought that was oil. I guess it's water.
It's just water, I think. Yeah.
Wild. I didn't know that was a thing you could do. That's cool.
Yeah. Is that braising or is there something? There's some. The way that Dairy Queen does their burgers is in that water, but I'm seeing that a brazier is really just a fire pit that you put things in. So what is the technique?
I thought it was a van. It's not a van full of porn actors, right? That's not what that is. That's a brazier.
That's a brazzer. Oh yeah. No, that's actually the bang bus, I think, is what you're saying.
Oh, okay. I don't know what any of that shit is. I know that there's something with a bus full of people that drive around supposedly and pick up people, and then there's somehow porn happens.
Well, and if you're in Florida, you don't know anymore. You just don't know anymore.
It could be any street, any time.
That's right. No. Florida doesn't get no online porn for Florida anymore.
Oh, you can still film it there, though, right?
You can. It's probably the filming capital of the world, but they're all the porn sites. Or at least Pornhub gives you an error message if you log in from Florida. So a whole bunch of people from Florida are learning what VPN means.
Yeah, it's weird because I don't. Is it all? I haven't followed the story very well. I knew about the ban, but I haven't really followed it. A bunch of states passed like ID check
the
laws,
right, like where you have to put in a or
go through
scan
some
and
process,
upload an ID or something.
Yeah, which people obviously is meant to deter people because they don't want to put their personal information up there.
Right.
Right. So Utah's one of them, and so if you let's see what it does. Actually, I'll try it. Yeah, if I go to it's Utah and Idaho, I know for sure. Oh yeah, here we are. Check this out. I get this lady when I go there.
Hi, I'm Sheridan. As you may know, your elected officials have required us to verify your age before granting you access to our website. While safety and compliance are at the forefront of our mission.
Anyway, so you get a porn lady telling you that you can't come in here.
She at least naked while she's telling me this.
Nope, but she is. She's wearing like a. Here, I'll show you. She's wearing like a striped tiger thing. There.
Okay.
See that?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you get this.
Very Joe Exotic right there.
So I don't know if anyone can confirm this.
From the Joe Exotic line.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know if anyone in the chat can confirm this, but if you're in Florida, when you go there, what do you get the same? You get the same thing?
I'll bet they do. Yeah.
You don't just get an air. You just get like a
Yeah.
thing here. Model or content partner access. Oh, if you're a model, you still can get it.
Oh, there you go. So all you have to do is make one video and you get full access to Pornhub.
Yeah, you're all
just
set.
One video.
Yeah. Do they have?
I mean, you're doing videos every day. You could do one just for
Sure,
Pornhub.
why not? Do they have when they say partners? Is that like what YouTube does with people or Twitch or whatever?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe, or maybe it's advertisers or something like. Maybe Brazzers is probably a partner.
Model or content partner. So yeah, I was just curious. Like, do they get? Are they getting a cut of ad revenue or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, now it's like 9 states or 10 or something are doing this.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't know if it's just them because, like, is the entire internet unavailable to? The entire porn internet not available unless you do the ID thing?
I don't know. Yeah. Does it? I'm sure there are less reputable sites that say, "Hey, come check out." Just trying to come up with something, an example of a dark web porn site that is not an offensive name to somebody.
Yeah. Oh, I guarantee somebody won't like it.
Darkwebpornsite.com.
There you go.
We'll just go with that one.
Nailed it.
Dark web porn. Yeah.
We evaded all stray bullets on that one. That was good.
I think this gets lifted if all the old white men in Washington D.C. all of a sudden can access porn. Like, oh, wait a minute, we didn't mean us. Okay, I would take it all back. Every state can have porn.
Yeah.
Have extra.
My guess is they'll find a back door. No pun intended. They'll find a way.
Yes, don't try and come up with an alternative meaning of VPN, Scott. Whatever you do, don't try to do that.
I want to try it now. Hold on. VPN. You know what? I'll go a different direction. See, there's an easy way. I'll just go the hard way. So let's go VPN. Venereal. The venereal pedestrian network. There. I did it.
Okay, there you go.
It's not bad. They've all got a disease, and we shouldn't help them out.
Visible Privates Network.
Yeah. Yep, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, no hot dogs in Korea.
Nope, in North Korea.
North Korea, yeah. I asked my brother about this, and he said, yeah, hot dogs are huge in South Korea. They love the hot dogs. In fact, there's a Korean place owned by a Korean couple that just opened up down the road, and all they sell are these weird Asian variations on hot dogs.
Oh, that sounds really good.
I know, it is good. It's a lot of fried stuff, though, so it's not good for you.
I'll bet. Something funny? This is, how we always have this thing where I'll bring up a Seinfeld episode, and you'll say last night, oh my God, last night, Brian, I just watched that exact Seinfeld episode. Last night, couldn't sleep, woke up at about 4:00 and watched an episode of The Simpsons where Homer becomes a grandmaster at chess.
Oh, no way.
Yes. And what's his face that we've been talking about, the guy who got busted for wearing jeans, whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Was a celebrity guest voice on the show.
No way.
Yes.
So this must be, well, it probably doesn't have to be that recent. I guess you're a grandmaster as long as you hold the title, right? So this guy's been around for a while, been doing stuff.
He's been around for a while. It was season 27, I think.
Oh my gosh, you're way up there.
Magnus Carlsen, thank you.
Oh, that's right. Magnus and his pants.
Magnus Carlsen, yes.
Old Magnus Pants Jackson, they should call him.
Magnus Jeans Carlsen.
That's right. All right, this is a funny story. Have you ever done a Waymo self-driving car? You ever tried that anywhere in a city or anything?
Vegas, we were in one for Vegas, but it still had a driver and somebody in the passenger seat taking notes. But they rarely put their hands on the wheel, and they spent the whole time pointing out the little screen as a little weird infrared version of what we were seeing through the windshield, with circles around faces and squares around stoplights and things like that.
Yeah, Waymo. So the Waymos are pretty cool. And in some places, you don't need that. I think it depends on the laws of the state or city ordinances or whatever, whether you have to have a driver or not. But this one in particular made a person very dizzy. A man filmed his time in a Waymo self-driving car, and it just went in circles. The company says it has fixed a problem that caused a car to repeatedly circle a parking lot for about 5 minutes while its rider was trying to get to the airport. Oh, this would suck. I'd be so mad.
Like, oh, wait, I was in Autopia at Disneyland. Never mind. I was confused. I thought this was Waymo.
Yeah, you can't blame me. Last month, Mike Johns. Guy's got 2 first names right there.
He does.
Posted a video on LinkedIn showing what happened after he was picked up by a Waymo self-driving car in Scottsdale, Arizona. John said the car made 8 circles after a Waymo support agent helped the car get moving in the right direction. He was driven to the airport in time to make his flight. Why is this happening to me on a Monday? I'm in a Waymo car and this car is just going in circles. I got a flight to catch. Why is this going in a circle? I'm getting dizzy, he said in the video. Let's take
Why
a look.
is this happening to me on a Monday?
Yeah.
Like Kathy.
Yep. You're gonna freaking Garfield, all the good comics.
Right, exactly.
Oh, here it is. We got video here.
Let's see some video.
So we can hear it too.
Okay, why is this happening to me on a Monday? I'm in a Waymo car.
Connected to rider support. This call may be recorded for quality assurance.
This car is just going in circles.
Hi there, Mike. This is Gab. I'm calling from
I'm sorry, you've activated donut mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
With cookie mode.
It'd be pretty wild to be in there and have that happen because you have no one to talk to. Well, you call support like you did, but having no human in there, weird.
That's great. Where was that? That was in was that in LA?
No, it was Arizona.
It looked like it was Arizona. Oh, yeah, that's right, Scottsdale. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to go wherever you got to go. I don't know if we have them here
in Denver yet, if in downtown or anything, but
Waymo in Denver. Let's see.
Probably not.
Latest car company under investigation. Let's see. That's a Fox story in Denver. Let's see. Scaling Waymo 172.
Looks like Phoenix, San Francisco, and Los Angeles.
Yeah.
With new services planned in Austin, Miami, Tokyo, are the next ones it's expanding to. Oh, those donuts should really go over well in the tiny streets of Tokyo. Mm-hmm. The narrow.
Oh, here's what's crazy though. Waymo Engineering, the company who does most of this, is in Colorado.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm surprised then that we don't have like a. It seems like this would have been a natural test place for them.
Yeah, 1902 South Franklin Street in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, okay.
It says here, Waymo Engineering. I think it's the same company. Let's see. Yeah, autonomous ride-hailing service based in. Yeah. That's funny. They're based in a state that won't let them do it yet.
That's great. Good. Let me lift as long as I can before you replace me with AI.
It's happening. It's coming.
Yeah. I don't mind. You know what? I'm just looking for an excuse to get out of lifting. I enjoy it, but there's times I'm like,
no.
I don't want to do this because I feel like I have to sometimes.
Do you ever have any crack off like a big old fart in the car? That ever happened to you?
Not one that was loud, but certainly have smelled a couple.
Ugh.
That it's like, all right, this part of town doesn't usually have a water treatment plant. This must be my passenger. And hopefully they don't think it's me, but I just say, yeah, it's getting warm in here. I'm going to go and open the window if that's cool. Oh, yeah, that's totally fine.
Yeah, that's great. They act like they didn't do it. That's great.
Yeah, exactly.
You should say, hey, I've got an infrared camera. You're not farting back there, are you?
Somebody broke off the tip of the. So I have a little thing that sits on the headrest of the passenger seat, points towards the back seat, and has 3 pull-out cables. The 3 different USB types for charging phones,
right.
Lightning, USB-C, and whatever the third, micro or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Somebody broke off the tip. I imagine it broke off in their phone of the Lightning cable.
Oh.
And didn't tell me about it. Like, I didn't find out until somebody was like, oh, I was going to charge my phone. I was taking somebody to the airport. She was like, you don't have a spare cable in here, do you? I'm like, oh, I actually do. But there's a thing in the back. If you just use that, she's like, no, I can't. The tip is missing from the Lightning cable.
Damn. That mean they had to have known they did it.
They totally knew they did it.
Yeah.
And they didn't say, they're like, oh no.
And you know what?
Cover this up.
Lightning is way harder to break than micro. Micros are the worst.
Yeah, micros break off like nobody's business.
They're terrible. That is the worst connection we ever made for a cable in America, in U.S. world history. In world history,
totally
we've never made a worse connector. It's the stupidest
let's make
thing.
Something that can only go in one way, but is so tiny that you really have to struggle to see which way it needs to go in.
Yep. I still have 2 things, I think, in my electronic life that still need that end.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait till that stuff's just gone forever.
My Orange Theory band is that, and my headphones that I use for cycling are that. So
yeah, mine are a pair of headphones and outdoor waterproof speaker things I got at a Costco, and I love them. They're great.
Yeah,
I hate charging them on that little micro piece of shit that's gonna break if I breathe hard.
Exactly.
Lame.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, my sister will be here with a mystery group activity, basically. I don't know what that means. You're all going to find out when I do, because she didn't tell me.
Start doing lunges and stretches during the song here, folks, because you're going to need you're going to need to be warmed up for whatever this is.
Ooh, you have a song. Let's play it. What do you got?
I have a song. This one is by Cecilia Castleman. Really, really cool kind of indie pop singer. On the 24th, she's going to release her self-titled debut album via Glassnote Records, produced by production legend Don Was of Was Not Was. I mean, Don Was has produced a ton of stuff.
Cool.
And she's doing it. She recorded it in the Henson Recording Studios in Los Angeles.
Whoa, they got like Frank Oz breath on those microphones.
Exactly, yeah. Hey, ho, come on in. Grab a microphone. I'll be sitting here at the mixer.
I love it.
Anyway, this is the song It's All Right. Enjoy, Cecilia Castleman.
Gambling, booze, and promiscuous androids. Oh well, after 2 centuries of sleep, it's time for some fun.
For f***'s sake, amen, dude.
And tell me more about that song now that we're back.
That was Cecilia Castleman and her brand new song, It's All Right, coming from her upcoming self-titled debut release, which will be called, if you're doing the math, Cecilia Castleman.
Nice. Cecilia, you're breaking my heart.
You're shaking my confidence daily.
Every day. All right. What the hell's Wendi? There she is. Okay, we're going to add my sister to this thing, a professional. She's a psychologist / therapist. She knows what's up.
Oh, hell no. You will stop now.
All right. You know what that means? It means Wendy's here. Hi, Wendi. How the heck are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. You know, Wendi talked me off a bit of a ledge last night. I'd like to share this brief story.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've been very annoyed with a certain family member who is just constantly kind of toxic. And and it's to the point that I just don't even want to be near him. Like, I don't want to be around him. Sure. And, you know, Wendi did a good job yesterday of laying out some pros to my very obvious. There is a big con about a get-together we've all got planned, but all the pros around it, she helped me see the light that the pros were enough pros to rise slightly above the giant hairy con hanging below the pros. So the hairy con. Anyway. So now it's happening. Hey, Wendi, what's going on? How are you? You've brought us a bit of a mystery thing, a mystery bag today. That was my understanding.
Yeah, I like to bring mystery bags.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would listen. You're gonna be sick of hearing about No Better You for a while, okay? So everyone just buckle in.
Nothing wrong with that.
Thank you. What I wanted to do today was actually just show you a little bit of what you get with any kind of therapy or coaching. So let me just define the two things really quick. So a therapist and a clinically trained person who does therapy is equipped to do a bunch of stuff a coach is not equipped to do. And so there's a difference between the two. But there is absolute value in having I call them the happy therapists. They just get to deal with the happy stuff and like make your life better. Mm-hmm. Whereas a therapist often is looking at, like trauma and things that affected you in the past and, really digging into hard stuff you have to be qualified for. They're the ones you need around when you're having suicidal thoughts, and they know how to handle more complex stuff. Their training is much different. The qualifications that are required are longer and harder and lots of things, right? So it's meant to be that thing. Often what happens is therapists who get burned out over doing years and years of all the sad stuff have turned to life coaching or health coaching or something because they're like, oh, I can just help a functional person be more functional. Like, that sounds pleasant. Yeah. So not to say that's everyone, but that is a big chunk of why I think the coaching sphere has grown the way it has. It's not as regulated. They do not have your local or state agencies are not like following up on licensure and some other things in that sphere. And that's probably going to change with time because they have a lot of influence on people's lives and should probably be monitored a little bit. Right. Anyway, but what's great is coaching really is often around like, what's the thing you want? And let me help you get there. Think about your little league coach or any coach you've ever had or trainer at a gym or a mentor at work who's just like, let me help guide you. It's just nice to have like an outside perspective, right? Sure. So at No Better You, I have 2 coaches that are working for me who are going to help people with the stuff they're struggling with, right? Yeah. And so I just want to walk you guys through a little small coaching exercise. So I'm going to coach the 2 of you. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready. Mm-hmm. Never felt more ready in my life. Let's do it.
Let me back this up with saying I have never felt really comfortable calling myself a coach in any way. Like I coached Little League games. I coached a whole basketball season for one of my kids. The whole time I was like, I know how to play, but I don't really know how to coach. And I had to learn to get into that position. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it's so fun, especially when little kids now, these are now 9th, 10th, 11th grade boys come running up to me when they see me. I'm like, coach, oh my gosh, it's heartwarming, right? Okay. Yeah. So my journey, you don't care about, but it's new for me to think I'm going to be telling anyone how to live their life because that's not what you do as a therapist. You do not tell anyone how to live your life. And coaching isn't that either. But it feels more that way when you're playing basketball. But anyway, actual life coaching is more like you bring your thing and I help you see things that are in your way and we work to move around them. So we're going to do that live today.
Oh, Lord.
I want everyone to have a little taste.
All right. Okay. Let's see what we got.
So this is the question we're going to start with. And then I'm going to give you all sorts of ways to make a change that you're interested in. But I need you to start as honest as you feel comfortable in this vulnerable space.
All right. Okay.
Saying, but what is one thing either of you would, and I'm going to do it with both of you, so both be thinking, either of you would want to change, it could be change, improve, diminish, stop altogether. It could be anything that you would like to do differently in your life. And I want you to pick the thing, if you can, that if that changed in whatever form you need it to change, would make all the difference.
Oh, wow.
Right. Like if I never once had to think about what was for dinner, like, can you imagine how that would change? That would make all the difference in the world, or something like that, right? Like really think of what would make.
So tell me if this then would, if I could shut off my brain if I wake up in the middle of the night and have to go pee, if I could shut off my brain and not think about the things I need to do the next day, even if I have a full to-do list that's all written out and all that stuff.
I would love this.
If I could not think about work and just go right back to sleep, I feel like like my life would be improved. I'd get so much more sleep.
There are nights I stay up longer to pee so that I don't have to get up to pee, because if I do, I have this exact problem. I hate that. Because our brains are just pop, 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 pop. And it's like 3 a.m. When you were a kid and you had to get up and do that, you go in there like a zombie, pee on half the seat, go back, forget to flush, go back, go into your bed. And it was like you never left your bed. That doesn't exist for me or Brian.
No, not for me. No, I'd love that.
Okay.
Great.
Should we have both of you do the exact same
Let's
thing
do it.
with that?
Let's do it.
All right. Okay. So I first need to just note that neither of you read the email that you got sent and clicked on the link at the bottom, because the answer is in it.
Oh,
shut up! Really?
What email did
What email did I get sent?
Yeah, what email?
Totally. And Brian, maybe you're not on the KBU list. I would think you were.
I don't know if I am. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're signing you up right now. Okay.
I hit unsubscribe. Was that the link at the bottom? Because I think that's the one I...
Okay, well, you've unsubscribed then. So only Scott gets the answer. Okay, but if you go to...
Oh, is it the one that says Therapy 101 for Sleep Techniques to Try Tonight? Oh,
yes.
No, I didn't get that.
Oh my gosh, you're killing me. Okay. All right. So I'm not going to go right to the answers yet, even though all you have to do, people, is give me your freaking email and I will send you these magic tricks. No. Okay. But we're going to go through first what is already happening. So this is important when you're sort of navigating something you want to change, is to first start with what is happening without any effort on your part. What is already automatic? And like, think of, people are always like, what's your morning ritual? Well, guess what? Every one of us has a morning ritual we are doing almost every day without thinking about it. And it's often like lay in our beds and look at our phones for too long, get up and be late, or, you're already doing something. It just maybe doesn't feel good because we humans are living. And so I want you to tell me what you're already doing that is part of why both of you are getting up in the night to pee and staying awake too long and being more fatigued the next day. What is naturally already happening?
I drink water way too late in the day.
Okay. Habitually. It happens every day.
Happens every day. And then I also, some nights I give up so quickly on getting back to sleep, I just grab the iPad, the AirPods, stick them in my ears and watch a Simpsons episode or whatever I'm currently watching.
Okay, so you have two current rituals that are naturally part of your life that are making the problem.
Bad, that are detrimental and
Okay. Can I ask you real quick, what time is this too late to drink time? When is that?
Oh, I don't drink anything after 9 p.m., but I probably will. I'll have a glass of water next to me from about 6 until 8 that I'll drink and maybe even refill.
Okay. All right. So you're drinking past dinner time.
I'm drinking past dinner time.
Brian's got a big drinking problem, is what you're saying. I get it.
Big drinking. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. How about you, Scott? What is your so Brian has the habit of rewarding his brain for being awake, and then he also has the drink so late he has to pee in the night. What about you?
So I will sometimes stay up too late to avoid having to pee in the night, because I figure if I go to bed at like 11:30, I have now peed right at 11:30. There's no way it'll wake me up because I'll be fine till morning. So sometimes I do that. But even when
Does that work?
It does for the pee thing, but it doesn't always, it doesn't do anything to help me if something else wakes me up. It could be anything. Like if there's a siren within 400 miles of me, I have a dog that goes, if I have a dog, that goes, and then wakes me up. Right?
Makes sense.
I'm surprised she's not doing it right this second, to be honest.
Yeah,
She's
after hearing you do that. Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter what wakes me up. Now, the difference I can see here is that Brian has a go-to for when he gets up and he can't go back to sleep. I don't really have anything. So what I do is just toss and turn for 2 hours and be irritated that I can't sleep. So I'm not even like soothing it with anything. I'm not even like, well, let me pull up this book, or let me grab this show, or let me do this thing, or let me hear some music, or any of those things. I just kind of lay there going, go to sleep, dummy, go to sleep. I count sheep, basically a form of that. Try to clear my head of all the stuff I got to do. It just doesn't seem to work most of the time. And then when it starts to just get close to working, it's like 6:45, almost 7, and I got to be up anyway. Mm-hmm. So I just get up and go. Like today was that way. I was just like, let's just get up. This is so stupid.
Okay. All right. So you're also doing some things that mean this perpetuates, right?
Yeah.
You may not know yet. We'll get into what you're doing. Okay, so both of you are performing habits to try to manage this without solving it, correct?
Yeah.
And that's pretty common, right? We'll be living our lives, something is like not going well, and so we're doing certain things to try to fix it, but we don't usually find the root of it or find something that works, and we just keep doing it, and usually suffering, like in both of your cases, sleep deprivation. So give me one more sentence from each of you about what is the cost of your current deal with sleeping.
It makes me sluggish, maybe a little cranky. I'm talking now, Scott. A little cranky.
Go ahead. I'm good.
I'm kidding. I was playing off the little cranky.
No, I get
thing.
it.
Okay. Probably isn't helping with weight because you tend to, if you don't sleep well, you tend to overeat or compensate or something like that. Yeah. What else? I think those are probably the big things. Just tired halfway through the day. Oh, falling asleep during whatever movie or TV show Tina and I decide to watch at 8:00 when I've got the glass of water next to me.
Right. Okay. So you are sleepy, maybe slightly less productive, eating for energy because you're fatigued, not because you're actually hungry. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Gotcha. How about you, Scott? What's the cost of this?
Similar stuff with one additional one would be, I dread, I get to, if it's a bad week of this sort of thing, I dread sleep sometimes because I'll just be like, I'm just going to wake up at 3 and that's going to suck. And I hate that feeling. And so I'll, and then there's times like 2 nights ago I had amazing sleep. Don't know why, just did. And it was great. And I kept thinking all day yesterday, can we do that again? Can we do that again? That would be great if we can do that again. So I get a little obsessed by it. And then I get into bed and it's fine up until 3. And then I'm up and it's like, gosh, dang it. It didn't work this time. And so I'm in my head a lot about anticipating the next night and wondering what it'll be, if it's going to be a good one or not. And I feel like I have no control over it. That is definitely a feeling I have all day. And that makes me cranky. That makes me distracted. It's a stupid thing. It's just that, as a kid, I just loved sleep so much. And now I just don't.
So you have the added anxiety of a bad experience affects, like, I don't want to do that again. You start to actually, this happens often when new parents have a little baby, they can start to really dread the evening.
Yeah.
Like, please, no, don't make us go through this again. And you can, create, not a phobia is a little strong of a word, but like almost some panic around night. But just anxiety creeps in about the process of sleep. That's pretty common as well.
Sure.
So the price is high, yo. Would your wives, if I had your wives here, would they be like, please help them sleep?
Yeah, but also, they have their, I can't speak for Tina, but I know Kim has her fair share of things that wake her up and that she's annoyed that they do. And it's usually like, wait, did Nick renew the title on the car, not the registration on the car? Because we have the title.
Worrying about the kids is always a big one.
Yeah, and that'll keep her up all night, that kind of stuff.
Tina unfortunately gets not the really, I don't want to use the word scaries, but the Sunday scaries where it's like thinking about work the next day and what needs to be done and not being able to get to sleep usually on Sunday nights. She'll fall asleep long after I do.
Sunday nights. Okay.
On Sunday nights.
Gotcha. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So what you just proved, which is helpful, is that everybody has their own sleep problem. The stats are not good on how well all of us are sleeping. And, new research on sleep shows that we are actually not getting as much as we, the even number we say, 7 to 9 hours. Everyone's a little different. And it turns out women need more sleep than men, and are definitely not getting it. And some other just stuff as we look at sleep, we're like, oh, okay. Ideally for our health and our well-being, I think none of us are doing it. So you're not alone, but notice something. Brian, you said earlier, I wrote down everything for the day. Even if I write down everything for the day, I still get stressed out.
I've got next to me right here, my to-do list. Glad it's washed out so people can't screen grab that and see the stupid crap I have to do. But
shower.
Yeah, right. I need everything. Breathe. Left foot, right foot, left foot. But yeah, even having that and knowing, all I have to do to know what I need to do today is look at this piece of paper next to my desk and I'll do it. But doesn't matter. Doesn't matter one bit.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it is actually part of the new ritual I'm going to help you guys establish today. Okay. So it's important to understand the why you want to change this. And that's why you talk about the cost, right? So let's put it now in a positive sense. What is your life going to look like if you're sleeping pretty solidly every night and you can kind of count on good sleep? What will be the benefit or difference in your life?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it feels like we're going to have more productivity. We're going to have clearer heads all day. We're going to have energy when we're supposed to have it. We don't have to augment that with a bunch of caffeine, or less so anyway.
I don't need to tell Tina, hey, for the next episode, can I watch the recap? Because I missed everything that happened during this last episode.
Yeah.
Your marriages will improve.
I need to watch the previously on. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So Scott, take the day you slept well just recently.
Yeah.
What was your next day like?
My next day was great, except for that sinking feeling that I'm not going to be able to replicate that. That was the only thing that bugged me all day, but I had a really productive day. I got a ton of stuff done. It just felt good. I can tell you what I think I did to make it happen more, and maybe this is where you're leading us. But I decided to put out gym clothes the night before, have my shoes not left foot somewhere in this room and then the closet for whatever reason, not the right one. Like all that stuff I had in one place. My watch was charged. My earbuds were charged, like stuff I want to take to the gym. And something about knowing that I had done all the simple but basic preparations that night before does help me a lot when I do that. And that's a lot of things. Like part of the reason I try to prep TMS, all the stuff I have to do for TMS, I try to do the night before. Sometimes there's exceptions, but most of the time it's that. And it's for that reason. I feel like I can tackle this show better. And I've learned over time that that's the best way for me to do it. There's always last minute stuff in the morning and stuff or whatever, but it's this feeling of like, I didn't leave that hanging. So if there's a problem in the morning or the internet's weird, I'll have time to fix those things because that's already done. Yeah. So for me, it's like a lifelong thing. That's like high school or any other time where I was stressed about homework. If I did the homework, I didn't stress.
Yeah.
But then
so tell me this though, is this a habit now? Is the TMS?
The TMS thing is definitely a habit for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one needs to tell you. You don't need to set an alarm. Nothing.
No, I just do it. Even if I know I'm going to be gone all evening somewhere, I will do it earlier and get it done because I don't want to be bleary-eyed, morning guy doing it.
And you've had experience with both. You both experienced the bleary eye, and then you have experienced just how much better it is.
Yeah.
And then somehow made that an automatic habit.
Yeah.
So that now it's just your life. And that's always my goal with people and working on things like this, is to go from using willpower, which we have a limited amount of, to start the process and then build it quickly towards that it's just automatic. And it's because the benefits will just reinforce it. Like you need it, but you got to do some things. And Scott, you did one of the tricks, which is environmental design, right? Which is design your environment so that it's optimal. So for example, for sleep, people really need dark rooms and colder temperatures. And if they don't have those things, they need to try those things to see what I'm talking about. And obviously reducing noise. So whatever you need to do to make sure those things happen, those are just biological necessities because that's optimal for a human to not worry about getting eaten by a tiger in the night. We need to have a certain environment. So in your case, the thing that's coming in the morning, you can almost rest. Like if Brian's to-do list was downloaded the night before and on his desk, he doesn't have to maybe think about it in the night if it's already done. So that environmental design could be really powerful. So that's one thing. And then you do it enough to benefit yourself. So it may start with you need alarms going off on your phone, or you need your partner to remind you, stuff like that. But let's take the actual, so everyone who has it, open up your 4 techniques for better sleep tonight. Because now what I want us to focus on, because you both described, so yes, we can make your pre-bed routine better. So don't stay up so late. Don't drink water. I mean, if you're going to bed at let's say 10, you definitely should be stopping drinking water by 6 or 7 if you're over a certain age. If you are younger, feel free to have a huge glass of water right before bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You youngsters got it easy with your drinking water until 8 or 9.
Your bladders don't know what is happening. Right. So that would be something, Brian, where you just bump it an hour earlier and see what happens, right? But let's take the middle of the night waking up. So that's really what these 4 techniques are about that I am a huge fan of and have found that I have, since implementing them in my life, I never, ever stay awake more than maybe 5 minutes if I wake up in the night.
Wow. Okay. All right.
And then because my brain has nothing interesting ever to do in the night, I often just sleep through the night. Now, let's be clear. There are biological, medical, other reasons people maybe will struggle with this for different reasons, medications, et cetera. So this works for the average Joe who is not taking a wake up in the night medication. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So let's start with the first one, and you guys are going to do it with me. Are you on camera? I can't. I obviously am. Not.
Yeah. You can see the both the PDF and us occasionally. So
Okay. Fantastic. Okay. So the number one thing is the ear massage. I love this with my whole heart. It's so weird, but it 100% works. So this is a one description. You can use your thumb and your index finger. But I want you, before you do it, I want you both to just sense your bodies right now. Your fatigue level, just your relaxation level. Just kind of notice yourself real quick, okay? And then you're going to do this with me. I like to do it where I just stick my pointer finger right in that little rim at the bottom, like if you were going to yank down on the inside of your ear, and you just, like a rainbow, you just go back and forth and just rub it back and forth. Or you can do this whole massage the outer edge of your ear and do circular. You can do, if you want to follow the description, you can too, but you're just going to keep breathing. And I want you to just rub that ear for a minute.
This is a great shot of Brian and I. We look like monkeys in a zoo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you guys look great.
Can I rub Iceworm's ear? Because his ears are super soft.
Has to be yours. Okay, so do that for a minute. And now I want you to switch and do the other side.
All right.
Okay. You're talking to 2 people who have big old ear cans on their.
I know. I apologize.
Sorry,
okay, but just notice your body as you're doing it.
It is relaxing. Like, it's surprisingly.
Is that why people have a really hard time getting their anxiety in check in public? You see them yanking on their ears and constantly. Is that a thing?
I don't know if they're doing it on purpose, but it would be helpful if they did it the right way, because it does work. So what you're doing, like when I do this, I could do it in the middle of the day, and then I'm like, time for a nap. Or if I do this at night, like if I wake up because someone's made a noise, and I just start to rub both ears, my body's like, oh yeah, I guess we're gonna go to sleep again. Like, it's fast. Now, notice this is like a minute or 2 to just calm you. What it is that you have your vagal nerve branches out from the base of your skull or the back of your head, and one of the extensions of that nerve. So it's if you think about the huge nerves that come down into your gut and all of that, it's a lot of emotion regulation and relaxation. It gets you into your parasympathetic nervous system when that is activated. So what you're doing is you're rubbing the edge of basically where they extend to. They come out to your ear. So by massaging and relaxing and moving, this part of your ear and breathing deeply, you're basically telling your body, like, we're safe now.
It's interesting. It does chill me out. Chills me out.
Yeah. I know. It's pretty great.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's number 1. And so this is the hardest part of
so far. Yeah.
The hardest part of this is when you wake up in the night to remember to do it, because you're used to your brain getting going, right?
You're saying it'd be bad if I turned on my iPad, pulled out this PDF to read it. Okay. Good.
No, honestly, it's soothing dark colors. It'll help you go back to sleep. Anyway, so that's number 1. The second one, and I love this one also so much. So Scott, it's like the counting sheep concept, but let me describe it a little better. So cognitive scattering is where you essentially give your brain nothing to hook onto that's a story. So
I love this.
We love stories, and humans wake up for stories. Think of being super tired and then sitting down to watch TV. What happens?
You wake up.
You're wide awake now, right? And so, Brian, that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
that's what you're doing. You're basically giving it dopamine. So your brain's like, yeah, baby, it's 3. Let's get up. And so what it will do is wake you up the next night to do the same thing. And so the bad habit of it ultimately is just the brain now is trained to wake up in the night. So what we want to do is don't even let 2 nights go by if you can help it. I know you guys have had many nights, but if you have one crappy night of sleep, really do all the things the next night so your brain is not learning to like, oh, well, what we do is we get up at twilight every night or whatever. Okay, so cognitive scattering is where, and my favorite, you can do lots of things. You can name a bunch of specific but random items and, just name them until you pass out. And really you will. But my favorite version is to come up with words based on random letters.
Okay.
So I will pick the word boo. B-O-O, and I will say B. And then in my head, I just list every word I can think of that starts with the letter B. And I'm always self-surprised every time, like, I know so many words that start with the letter B. It's like benevolent, Balmore. That's random, right? And your brain will shoot out random B letter words. And then when you kind of run out, move to the letter O. Octagon, octopus, octogenarian.
Gotcha,
And then you go to O, and then maybe you find a longer word, or you could just go A, B, C, D. It doesn't matter, because the point is the random switching, random. And what your brain will do, and this is my favorite part, is it's not that you drift off. I thought you would be like, oh, and now I'm getting sleepy. Usually what happens, it's like a light switch. Your brain will literally be like, oh, this is the most boring story ever. And then just boop, switch off. So you can do it with, if it's not working, you can get more specific, like, only green vegetables or only letters that would win you in Scrabble, whatever. You just keep getting it more and more narrow. Okay. So those 2 right there, I've never had to do, well, they just work every time. I don't even have to combine them. It just happened. They're great. Okay. The third one is, again, another nervous system reset, and you do it by breathing, right? And so I've taught you guys at various times to breathe, and my favorite one is number 2 on the list, which is breathe in twice through your nose, really deeply, and then really slowly out of your mouth like it's a straw.
You gave me that one at TMS Vegas last year, and when KT Data and Hammond were still working on videos as TMS Vegas Live was starting, I did this breathing thing, and I was like, whatever, it'll happen. If it doesn't work, it's weird.
It does work. It's really weird how this works. And Wendi, same thing. She taught me this years ago. This is a long time ago, outside of the show even. And I still use it. And I've been using it while I sleep. It's hard at 3 a.m. Let me put it this way. How little kids, they get like night terrors around that, that's when they wake up and freak out. I have those kinds of feelings when I wake up in the night. I've never been prone to the terrors like screaming into space or whatever, all that. But I've always felt like there's a section of the middle of the night that is no good for nobody, and everything feels bad. And when I wake up and I feel that like weird existential dread feeling that I can't even pinpoint where it's coming from. And this is just about the only way those kind of nights feel better, is when I do this technique.
Yes. And maybe you've associated like the scaries and that really like panicky feeling to, I have to calm down. So maybe you're like, oh yeah, I should breathe better, right? Because you've learned the skill, you've practiced it. Yep. So keep doing that, but I want you to try it when you wake up and you're just like, oh crap, I want to be asleep. And what I have found is when I do this, the first time I am yawning immediately. And part of that is how we breathe in the night. You can look at your respiration rates if you do like a sleep tracker, and you can see how little or how deep or not you are breathing. And sometimes you're not breathing deep enough. And so then you do this and your body is like, please give me all this oxygen, right? And so that's what a yawn is. We don't breathe deeply when we're sleepy. And so it needs the oxygen. That's why we yawn to go to bed, is we're actually just trying to get more oxygen. So it is a very powerful one. Ear rub while doing this breathing, I'm telling you, you don't stand a chance. You do not stand a chance. Yeah. Okay. And then the final one is the one most people know about, the Army Navy one, where they essentially learned how to, I do mine a little differently. The basic one is to just take a breath and close your eyes and relax each part of your body. Mm-hmm. I do it by tensing everything.
Yep. That's the way I learned it too.
I have to too. It's hard for me to pinpoint it if I don't. I don't know what I'm doing if I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. Starting at your feet, you tense your toes, and then you tense the middle of your feet, then your ankles, and then your calves, and then your knees. And
it's also a great way to know if something's tensed or not by trying to tense it, and then when you realize, oh, I'm already tense there,
tense it further.
Yeah. Especially your face or your jaw or your forehead, or those are it's probably the most effective parts. And I always think I probably look insane. I'm like, all tense and tightening up, right? Okay. Sure. All right. So those are 4 techniques. Look how handy, everyone. Sign up for my emails.
Yeah, it's it's a nice PDF too, by the way. This is really
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Jeez, tell
Adam did the first one. I'm going to try to do the other ones, and we'll see how they go. So everyone, please be patient. No, but it is here, and here's the kicker: when you created your TMS has been going on for 12 years. You have created an automatic habit on how to handle the night before and the morning of for TMS. It is in your bones at this point. It's muscle memory. You don't even have to try. Mm-hmm. And we want some of these tricks to be the thing that just happens when you wake up in the night. Because here's the thing. It is a virtuous and a vicious cycle. The virtuous cycle is you sleep one night through the night, and then the next night you get woken up and you figure out how to soothe yourself pretty quickly. This is babies, by the way. We're all still babies trying to learn how to soothe ourselves in the night. Mm-hmm. And so you get better at this. Pretty soon, there's no need to wake up. But if you wake up because you have to go to the bathroom, which sometimes happens, or there's a noise, you have a way to get back to sleep. And then it just becomes second nature that I think of it like this, that your sleep means so much that you're willing to create some habits around it to have that benefit. But unlike maybe, a thing that takes willpower all the time, this can happen with habit. So the night before, screens need to go off before, give yourself an hour, half hour minimum of no screens. I know.
It's hard, man.
How am I going to keep up with things if I'm not watching my iPad right up until sleeping time? Oh, that's good.
Read a book.
I do need to catch up with some books. This is a good excuse. Amy's clapping at me right now.
Yes, read a book. Read a freaking book. And books will train you to sleep to that trigger, right? If you read and you get sleepy, and right before you go to conk out, you turn all the lights off. And one of the things that's helped my sleep probably more than anything in the world is to track it. So I wear a sleep tracking watch, and I wake up in the morning and I can see that I slept 7 hours straight, and I can see how much deep sleep I got. And this is so stupid, but it's real, is that if I feel really tired when I wake up, I look at my data and I'm like, well, I got enough sleep, so I feel better. And I do. I automatically think, well, I got plenty, I'll be fine.
Okay, well,
it's a little placebo, but it's great.
Well, let me ask you, okay, that's an interesting point, because I'm doing a similar thing, tracking my sleep, and my sleep tracking is saying that I'm getting 7 hours and I'm doing good. So I'm actually having pretty good nights, even on the nights where I don't think they're that great. Part of it is because when I do wake up, I got out of a dream that was weird, or I'm like, well, that must have been 3 hours of tonight, that horrible dream. There's no way I slept well with that. But in truth, I did.
Yes.
That's a weird dichotomy. Right?
It is.
I hate that.
Which is why because our perception sometimes is just whatever the feeling is at that moment. So if you woke up slightly at the wrong time of your sleep cycle, you're going to feel groggy and crappy. Yeah. That isn't related to the sleep you got all night. That's related to when you woke up.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so the data then tells me, look, you did pretty good. And like you were saying with witching hours and the middle of the night, we are terrible with time. We have a hard ability to sense what's happening. That's why everyone feels worse at night, right? Or bigger at night, or more stressful at night. It's the Twilight Zone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's wackadoo. Totally. And so our perception, our guesses about our sleep are going to be less accurate. I do find that I can tell the rest of the day, like, oh, I did get 7 hours of sleep. I could tell. But the nights where it's crappy and I have this wackadoo score, I'm like, there's a reason I'm mad. like I have it's almost validation or something, right? And then I know, take a nap. Don't go eat 85 pounds of candy to stay awake, or, drink a ton of caffeine. Go take a nap. Okay, so I want to throw in one last thing for you guys to do with any goal. So as people are listening, maybe you're in the sleep issue as well. Maybe it's something else. But there's a couple things we know from trying to achieve something that's new and different and hard. is that we have a huge increase in our ability to do something if we've written it down. Like you've heard this your whole life, write it down, right?
Yeah.
But when you write a goal down, or like say you just wrote down, clean up my sleep hygiene, and you wrote it down daily. So the daily part is kind of the magic here. There is a 42% increase in achieving it, which is crazy. To just have written something down improves your ability to do it. And it just because you're committing to it, it's on your to-do list, it feels like it's valuable and an important part of that. And then another one, and this is maybe weird with sleep, but I don't know, you and Brian could text each other. Having someone you're accountable to as you're trying to do this new thing, you are 7.5 times more likely to achieve whatever goal it is if there is someone hearing about it, cheering you on. So you could text each other every morning, how did you sleep? And you give each other your score or whatever, right? Brian, how did you pee in the night? No,
Right,
yay.
yeah, exactly.
So cheering
There's
each
an
other
app
on is
for that.
big.
Yeah.
Right. And one of the things with No Better You, I'm really going to focus on and start creating some other things around is just the social parts of life. I don't know how much you guys pay attention to the loneliness epidemic, but just how difficult life is without the social stuff that used to be built in, and sort of the impact it's having on our health and our well-being and our emotional lives. And so, if you have somebody who's willing to just receive a text from you on a daily basis, you'll be surprised. It's not even just, I'm going to achieve my goal. It's also staying connected and having more going on socially than maybe you currly do.
So I assume
if I could give everyone a New Year's resolution, it would be to be more social this year. That would.
I think that would help.
Yeah.
So so there's somebody I talk to almost exclusively via text that I talk to just about every day. Right now is a bad time because they are surrounded by fires in LA and we don't know what's going to happen to them. But they are somebody, so it's not the most fun text at the moment. But normally it's like once a day, it's just, hey man, how's it going? Did you see this? Yeah, cool. That's awesome. Whatever. Just a little back and forth. And he is just as regular with it as I am. And it's one of my favorite things because it's just this quiet, non-public, I guess it's public now, I'm not saying names, but it's this quiet public interaction that I get to, or non-public interaction I get to have that is just purely about how was your son's week at his new school? Oh, he's doing good. Or he'll ask and say, hey, I heard Tay's little ones were a little ill. How are they feeling? Like little things like that. It's one of my most valued channels of communication with somebody. And it's not a thing for content. It's not a thing for any of that stuff. It's just like pure human to human interaction made possible by a very cool modern technology. But nonetheless, it gets down to that basic thing of checking in, person to person, human to human. It's my most biological back and forth that I think I have with people outside of my, immediate family or whatever.
Yeah. And that is we need a whole thing. I was going to call it a session. We need a whole session on this to talk about. In fact, I would love if someone could send an email about sort of social connection issues, because I have a lot to say about how we can improve it and what needs to happen. But Scott, you're hitting on something that is crucial to our survival as a species, and our just sense of well-being. And we know from, I'm already getting into the next time, but really, we know the keys to longevity and happiness include daily real connection. And I think that has become so difficult. I think Facebook is the complete, what is the word I'm thinking of? The false front for.
Oh.
Yeah. It is become the antithesis, but it was the illusion that that's what this is that makes it so damaging to me, is that it's the illusion of connection. And I get to see your family vacation, so I know what's up with you and I can still feel connected to you. That's not benefiting your brain. What that's doing is making you feel crappy. And so, we could talk about ways to increase that. So today today is sleep. Next time, let's talk social. I would love someone to share some thoughts on maybe what specifically is their struggle. I could do this same concept with something they bring as well, as let's walk through the things that they can do differently, because
Did you already send me an email about the social thing that I need to search.
Keep your eye out, Brian.
I
Keep
will
your eye
send
out.
you a private PDF on this.
Perfect.
Not written yet.
Our resident science correspondent, Bobby, says the reason those trackers are probably reporting okay nights is that they're not very good at tracking. And there's something
100%.
to that. Yeah, there's something to that.
Yeah, and I know that, and I don't care.
Yeah. Well,
but that what I mean is everybody's going to have something that works for them. For me, there's just something about like giving me something to look at, and it helps. It's the writing it down version, or 100%. And for someone else, it's going to drive them crazy, and the watch is going to bug them, and
right. I can't sleep with my watch on, and apparently future daughter-in-law Kay, she burnt her Apple Watch burned her wrist the other night. Like she actually has a burn on her wrist from the Apple Watch, so she's taking that back and getting a replacement.
I think so.
That sounds like a bulging lithium battery possible problem there. Yeah.
That's horrifying. Way to ruin my idea.
Sorry.
No, and everyone's different. Someone else might be like, I have a, whatever their thing is that tricks them and they know it, do it. I'm a fan of those things. If it's working, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you two, I'm going to ask next week.
Okay.
If you have tried at least one of these techniques every night.
I'm doing this ear business tonight.
Totally.
Yeah.
I am too.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
You're gonna love it.
You can't see my screen, but I printed it out. I got the sheet here of like the 4 techniques.
Nice. Look at all the ink you used on page 1. That's amazing.
Whatever.
Whatever.
There's a lot of
We're all
ink.
gonna die.
Yeah, maybe a suggestion for the next one of these. Just a blue outline instead of a full-on solid.
100%. That'll be light peach.
I'm all out of cyan or whatever. Magenta.
My gosh, Eeyore Johnson there. Look at all the ink you use.
Oh, and let me tell you something. Spending as much time as I have around computers and printers, one of my biggest, dumbest anxieties is how much ink is left in one of those damn things. I hate it.
I'm doing that HP instant ink thing, and as little as I print, I am taking them for a ride. Is what I'm doing.
Yeah, if you don't print a lot, that thing's actually a pretty good deal.
It's really good. Yeah.
We do it with my laser.
Dang, we used to sell Brian a lot more of these replacement cartridges, and we haven't needed to.
So what is it like? It's like $3.50 a month or something. It's cheap.
Yeah.
$3.
I'm gonna go now. Bye.
Hey, Wendi,
sorry, are we keeping you?
Have a fantastic week. I hope that when we come together again, we'll have also other cool things to talk about. In the meantime, people check out knowbetteryou.com. That's KNOW better and then the letter U.com. Go check it out. Sign up for future stuff. And Wendi, we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
See ya.
All right. That's the end of this show. Final episode ever. No, not just kidding. We'll have more.
Oh, just the final non-Patreon exclusive episode this week.
That's right. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, you'll get a Patreon exclusive TMS Friday. I will not have food poisoning tomorrow. We will have a normal show.
Let's hope. Don't eat any bad chicken today, Scott.
No bad chicken. I'm not going to Mike's for a long time. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah.
That's Scott's way. I'm doing it Scott's way now.
There you go, Scott's way.
Anyway, there's other stuff coming up. We got a Coverville today, I assume. What's going on there?
Yeah, Coverville celebrating the birthday of Michael Stipe, lead singer of REM and skinny Moby-looking dude. He turns. How old does the dude turn this week? 65?
Whoa, really?
65.
Damn.
Yeah. Michael Stipe, 65, still not eating any meat. So covers some really cool covers of REM. You're not getting this episode. Usually you hear one episode or one song by either Scary Pockets, Postmodern Jukebox, Stories, or Pomplamoose. No, not in this case. And you've got some biggies in here like Rosie Thomas and Sufjan Stevens, Love Cannon for some bluegrass, Rogue Wave, and even Al Green. Al Green, Take Me to the River, and all that actually does a cover of an REM song. So you'll hear that on the show as well. That'll be at noonish. I think they should be able to make noon today at twitch.tv/Coverville.
Very nice. If you hate music, all right, and you're into video games, you'll have an alternative over on the YouTube channel for Core today. That'll be at noon. Normal Thursday Core. Come join us. It's like our first real one of the year. Not that last week's wasn't, but last week was all about game of the year stuff.
Best of the year and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So we'll be back to the normal format today. Do check us out. That's noon Mountain Time as well at frogpants.tv. TMS Friday, like I mentioned. Play Retro this weekend as well. We're doing freaking the name just went right past me. Afterburner. Thank you, Scott.
Oh,
thank you, Brain.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're going to be talking all about that Sega Classic and its impact on the industry. So check that out on Play Retro. Film Sack this weekend will be Unforgiven.
Mm-hmm. The fourth movie in the series. Un-3 was pretty good. Yeah. Un-2 was okay, but Un-4 is the best of the series.
And they stopped there, thank goodness, because Un-5 or Un-Sept what would you call it?
It'll be Un-5 if we're doing the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's true. You wouldn't want to go Un-Sex-given.
Un-Quatra-given.
Yeah, we don't want that. Anyway, that's this weekend, so look forward to that. And then there's got new stuff up on the YouTube channel all the time. Go check it all out. Frogpants.com is your place to go. Quick reminder, speaking of which, our film festival continues forward. If you have one to submit or are planning to, you want to read the rules, find the submission form, all that stuff, it's over at frogpants.com/filmfest. Look for sometime this weekend our prize package going up in detail, so you know what you're in for. I appreciate those who have already submitted them because they're just anticipating a good prize package, and that's good because that is what you're getting. It won't be a pack of gum and three butt hairs. It'll be something good.
Wow. Okay.
All right. So look forward to that. That's it. Brian, let's play a song and get out of here.
Okay, sounds good to me. This one is going out to. Let me make sure it is the right one. This one's going out to Amy Red Fraggle, who's not here, but she and Chuck will be listening to this episode later today.
Chuck's in there.
She says,
I think I see Chuck.
Chuck's here. Yes.
Oh yeah. There he is.
Amy's meeting with the new boss or something. Amy says, okay, since you mentioned Jukebox the Ghost, I figured I'd request some. This Saturday, January 11th, would have been my late sister's birthday, so let's hear something fun by Jukebox the Ghost. Anything will do. Signed, Amy Red Fraggle.
Nice.
Man, it's a sad anniversary, obviously, every year, and our hearts go out to you, and we're thinking about you this weekend, Amy. And we'll be thinking about this song by Jukebox the Ghost. Now, in 2012, they released a single covering Donna Lewis's "I Love You Always Forever," dee, 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 dee. And it's okay. It's all right. The B-side of that single is this one right here. It is New Order's "Temptation," covered right now by Jukebox the Ghost.
Those pants are made for frogging, if you know what I mean. I actually don't. Frogpants.com.
You're gonna have to provide the penis. I can't help you with that.